So we got the lawnmowers in the yard. And we've done this several times. And so if you're familiar with our farm, you remember our playhouse. We've got the farm store right over there on the other side of the tractor. And so we got this beautiful backyard area with all this clover and ryegrass. And in the summertime, we have bahia and Bermuda grass. So I come in and I've got a high tensile line running back over toward the clothesline. We've added these trees. We got a fig tree right there and we got 4 blueberry trees. So I came in and put 5 strands and they're hot. Hopefully they won't get into our trees. That's new. But you can look and see all this lush grazing. And we had them in the garden spot overnight, right over there, and they mowed all that down, so we're ready to plant the garden. And now we've moved them in here. And if one of them gets out, it's gonna be that black one with the white face right there over there by that water trough. She is a little bit frustrating. We got the water trough out front. We got all this grass over here. We got shade. And I hadn't gone and got their mineral yet, but I'll go get the mineral and drag it in here in just a second. So all 3 of those guys right there were bull calves that were born this year. There's another little bull calf that was born this year and another little heifer that was born this year. There's another little bull calf and another little bull calf and another little bull calf. We had 2 heifers and 9 bull calves this season. Last year we had 8 heifers and 2 bulls, so it just sort of flip-flopped. But anyway, they seem like they're real happy, and they'll be up on their feet for probably another hour, grazing through this and really working through and knocking this down, and then you'll see them just kind of crash under the trees and ruminate for a little while. You know, and if we had our perfect grazing scenario, you know, we'd want them grazing for about 8 hours out of a 24-hour period. We'd want them resting and ruminating 8 hours in that 24-hour period, and then we'd want them sleeping the other 8 hours. And so, especially these mama cows, you know, when they lay down and rest, you know, that's when they're ruminating, but that's when they're making milk. When your steers are sitting there ruminating, that's when they're making meat, you know. And so, ideal situation, we'd love for them to split that 8, 8, and 8 in a 24-hour period. Now, it doesn't always work out that way, but this stuff at that number 32 calf is eating on, that is vetch. Vetch is a legume, very high in protein, very digestible, obviously something that they enjoy. You can see that they're all just getting after it. This volunteers at every year. It volunteers through rhizomes and then also through seed dispersal. But the nice thing about vetch is it is a legume, so it's fixing nitrogen into the soil. But the other really cool thing about vetch is you've got just about as much biomass under the ground in the root system as you do growth above the ground. It has a very, very dense root system. And so if you're trying to build soil and you're trying to fix nitrogen, it's a really great solution for that. Now all of this, you know, like this right here, this is just annual ryegrass that's volunteered in. And of course that yellow stuff there is just old wild mustard. The cows will eat the leaves off that. They don't really care much for any of the rest of it. But if you ever have wild mustard, the only way you're gonna get rid of it is to pull it up at this stage and go burn it. Because those seed pods right there, these are all seed pods. And you can see that they are voracious seed producers. And there'll be almost an infinite number of seeds in that thing. And so the only way you're gonna get rid of that is to go out there and pull it up. I mean, there's people that spray it and stuff like that. We don't necessarily do that. But the honeybees actually benefit from that pretty good. And the cows do eat the leaves. But now it can, a little bit goes a long way. It can overtake your pastures. I mean, it can really, really get after it. And so part of that there again is because of just the massive number of seeds it produces. And you look at this, all this ryegrass right here. There's some vetch and clover that's been dispersed out through here from birds and all that. And underneath all this, you see all that green grass close to the ground. That's bahia grass that's coming on. And some weeds and just spring stuff. A lot of dandelions right here. The cows will wipe those things out. So we never mess much with dandelions because the cows absolutely wipe them out. And so the weakness in this pasture is that I've got one of these little, it's a small water trough, number one, but the valve in that water trough is terrible. If you use those over the lid valves like that, over the top valves, yeah, those things are just not good. If they're sitting on unlevel ground, it'll leak. Inevitably, a cow is going to come up here at some point and put their nose or their tongue underneath it and lift that up, and it's going to leak. The best valves to use are the Job Megaflow valves. They're down inside the tank, and they work just like a float valve in a toilet. And so, but I just don't have one here, and I just didn't move the water trough, the big water trough yet. But anyway, got the chickens out front. We got the meat birds in the way corner. I don't know if you can see them on the camera, but way up there in the corner. And we've got the egg layers. Now, had several people drive by real slow yesterday and look, and our little net that's out there. Okay, so those birds can fly over that net. All right, they don't do that a lot, but they can fly over that net. All right. That net is primarily to keep predators away from the birds. Occasionally you have a bird that will fly over and be out, you know, outside of the net. But for the most part though, they stay inside that net. There's 4 100-foot nets there, so you can cover about 10,000 square feet or so, give or take. And so at night they go inside the mobile coop there, and they roost inside that. And that's all of our egg layers. Now that net is electric. There's a 100 or 150-foot extension cord. Anyway, big long extension cord hooked up to the back here, and we've got an electric fence box mounted to it. We used to have a solar box, battery-powered solar box, and it kept breaking, and it kept breaking, and it kept breaking, and every time it broke, it cost us $30 or $40 or $50 to fix. And so after about the 3rd or 4th break, I just bought a big long extension cord and an electric fence box that plugs in. And you know, I know that's probably not the way to do it, but that's the way I decided to do it, because I just got tired of it breaking and it being out of commission. And anyway, So we used to have one mounted on the side of that thing and with a solar panel and a battery, but we just couldn't keep it going. And it was an expensive one. It was a really nice one, but it just wouldn't work. And so, but those chickens are super duper happy. The cows were here about 4 days ago in this front area. So they're cleaning up cow patties and scattering that out, fertilizing this front pasture. All of that grass you see out there is Bahia grass. All of that's coming up and green. We let the cows graze over it and kind of wipe it down real good. And so that'll be very good pasture very soon. So we're in mid-April, beginning to see some flies. We'll put a fly rub. Hey baby, we'll put a fly rub out here before long so that they can rub on it and keep the flies off their back. This is Ears right here. Ears is one of our sweet mamas. This is Penny right here. Penny, she's another sweet mama. Hey baby. You gonna go that way? I was gonna walk that way, can I? This is Zoe. Now, Zoe came to us from another farm. We really like her. She's a super sweet mama and a really good mama cow. Not all of our cows have names. This was the first heifer that was born on the farm. This is Lucy. Hey, Lucy. She was the first heifer born on the farm several years ago. And so we really like her. She can be a little noisy and she can be a little rambunctious. But for the most part, she's still a really good mama. And so that trumps a lot of things. Now this cow right here is an old cow. And so this is beginning to, she's gonna kind of sunset here on the farm. This will probably be her last calving season. This is one of our heifers from this year. We actually got that heifer from Hayden Warden. And he had done a really good job raising her. And so I would show you more of her, but she took off. So. That's Dixie. Now Dixie's nursing a really big calf and she's not a very big mama. And so we're in that decision-making point where we are trying to decide, do we go ahead and wean her calf? Do we let her decide? Probably we'll have to wean her calf because she doesn't like to not nurse her calf. Really good mama, but just her calf's almost as big as she is. And so that makes it hard for these mamas to get enough nutrients. And anyway. 18's a really good mama cow. This is number 1 right here, tearing up some clover. We always talk about Sunrise. This is Sunrise's calf right here this year. Really pretty little calf. These are some of our heifers from last year. So that's Big Mama's heifer from this year. So everybody seems to be real busy. All right, well, this is Ryan with the Lazy Acres Family Farm. If you like our videos, go ahead and click that like button. Subscribe if you really like them, and ring the bell if you really like them. And that way you'll know when we upload a new video. We hope you have a big old good day. We'll see you.